Tier 1 Accessible Technology Quick Tips. Barbara Welsford, Assistive Technology Specialist. What is MTSS and Tier 1? MTSS is a framework that ensures effective instruction, assessment, and support for all students, with a focus on well-being and achievement. Tiers in MTSS refers to services and supports provided to all students. It is important to note that Tier 1 is not a classroom or any location. Also, it is never appropriate to refer to students as Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 students. Tier 1 includes the whole class. All students are taught with methods that research has shown to be effective in a common learning environment. We feel a need to further explain the difference between accessible versus assistive technology. Tier 1 accessible technology is technology that benefits most students while offering built-in customizable features for a broad range of abilities. Assistive technology, on the other hand, is any item, piece of equipment, or product system, low, medium, or high-tech, that maintains or enhances the functional capability of a student who continues to face a barrier to performing a task while using accessible Tier 1 technology. Assistive technology, therefore, is a more focused Tier 2 or intensive Tier 3 support and/or intervention. It's important to remember as well that throughout Tiers 1, 2, and 3, instructional practices, supports, and interventions are flexible, responsive, and matched to students' strengths, interests, and challenges relative to well-being and achievement. Accessible and assistive technologies are just one type of support or service within the MTSS framework. And remember, too, that most students will be utilizing Tier 1 accessible technology in a common learning environment, while at the same time, students using more focused Tier 2 assistive technologies or intensive Tier 3 assistive technologies will also be using their assistive technology in the universal Tier 1 common learning environment. Some examples of Tier 1 accessible technologies include Chromebooks with built-in accessibility options like the screen reader, the on-screen keyboards, speech-to-text, or text-to-speech. The iPad also has extensive built-in accessibility options like VoiceOver for individuals who are blind, which is a screen reader, spoken content, which reads aloud or text-to-speech, magnification or magnify option, which magnifies the screen for individuals who need an enlarged text or enlarged screen interface, voice control of the entire device, speech to text or voice input, word prediction, guided access, and built-in switch control. These devices and accessibility options are available to all students because the devices are universally designed. However, the built-in accessibility options are necessary for some to access and engage in the curriculum. There are many other examples of Tier 1 accessible technologies that we need to consider, including adapted seating units like Hokie stools. These benefit most students in the classroom, but remember, not all, because we'd still have some students who might require a regular seating system or who's in a wheelchair. Other students can benefit from accessible education materials. That means digitizing all text with OCR scanning apps or software that converts hard copy text to digitized format. Other students can benefit from audiobooks or have the option to access textbooks or novels in an alternate format. Other students, or we could say most students, benefit from a sound field system in the classroom, or an option of alternate sized writing tools like pencils and pens. So what do you do when this accessible technology feature or the accessible technology you're using is not working for the student? At this point, we suggest making a referral to your assistive technology specialist or AT designate for a more in-depth assistive technology assessment to indicate what specific assistive technologies are needed or support or intervention that will enhance performance of that student. This might be a Tier 2 or a Tier 3 assistive technology support and or intervention.